New member's first day in local by nothing group and wants her home furnished and decorated down to curtains. Needs a camera doorbell, an electric fence for her service teacup Yorkie, and more. Hello, new neighbors. I have some big asks. We just moved to the area and the precious family before us left us with a disaster. So, during the move, things got broken or lost, or we had to sell to finance the move itself. My biggest things at the moment are laptop. I work from home quite frequently and mine stopped charging. It's not helping me financially provide for what we lost if I can't work. Counter height bar stools. We don't have a dining table and I can't let my kids eat anywhere but the dining room, which is empty. I don't mind standing, but they're not having a good time. Sitting them at the counter would be so helpful. Biggest ask, washer and dryer. The ones I had before were my previous landlords. I have 5 kids and work in healthcare. We are cleaning and repairing 2 homes. I don't have time or fuel to sit at a laundromat. Pretty please. As mentioned, a dining room table and chair would be fabulous. We need a decent size one, 4 to 6 seats if possible. My son is doing online school since we moved out of his district at the very end of the year. His card take he was using for his computer desk collapsed during the move and he's sitting on his bedroom floor for hours trying to do schoolwork every day. He has a chair, just need a desk to put his tower and monitor on. Since I also do a lot of work from home, I could use a desk and office chair as well. I'm not picky. My 4-year-old has an awful tattered twin mattress. Nothing else. I really need a twin bed for him. A new mattress would be great as well, but I can make this one work as long as I get him off the floor so I can store his toys under his bed. My living room TV is broken, but it kind of works. But it's sitting on the floor. A TV stand that would fit a 60-inch would be appreciated. We aren't allowed to mount anything in this house at the moment. And finally, I'm a nervous mama. We had a Nest doorbell at the other house, but I broke it trying to move. With my kids being in a new place and just for safety purposes, I could use a doorbell camera. My doorbell is attached but broken so it doesn't always work. My daughter is coming home at the end of the month and she didn't have a mattress or bed or dresser. She could do with a bed and vanity, I think. I have all kinds of construction to do on these houses, so anything you have I could probably use. We need curtains, a dog pen or wireless fence with collar, because my service teacup Yorkie keys escaping through the wrought iron fence in my backyard. Above toilet storage. I have an entire living space without any furniture. I need nightstands. A decent-sized kitchen garbage. Oh, and I have a lawnmower, but my weed eater needs a new fuel injector. The HOA is after us because the prior tenants haven't mowed in months. Thank you so much. As I get these houses squared, I promise I have about 6 years' worth of kid clothing and toys and books to share. Maybe some other valuables. That's her entire post. I had a lot of thoughts and wondered what this group would think. One thing that was slightly amusing is that the only neighborhoods with wrought iron fences in our group are way more expensive than where the majority of the people live. I was waiting to see the request for anti-fatigue kitchen mats, stylish matching lawn furniture, and a designer dog bed, but sadly didn't see it. So far, the only comments have been recommending that they look for stuff that had been offered previously in a group, and one person offered 2 bar stools. I'm not giving him another cup. This guy, just turned 21, about a year younger than me, 22, has been frequenting the gas station where I work. At first, he would come in with his GF and things were fine, until they started asking for things. A soda here, a donut there. They lived on the streets but seemed like decent kids, so I used my own money and gave them a freebie. I let them know I would pay for it and that it was a one-time thing. They said okay and we moved on from there. After a while they kept coming by. They liked to talk, so when it was slow they would stick around. At first it was fine, they had food stamps and would buy snacks. But after a week or so they started asking for things again. I had to start telling them no, which seemed to go over well. I informed them that if they keep the cups they buy, or the ones I had given them, that a refill was cheaper and that I would be more likely to let them refill at no charge. This was during the summer/fall when it was a lot hotter outside. A few more weeks went by, and as they did, I learned more about this couple. I won't go into those details as it's their business, but for reasons they decided to split up and the GF went back to her hometown. This made the guy frequent my store even more often. telling me basically everything about the relationship, himself, and how his life is going. Now I dealt with it at first. I listened and I offered up advice. I try to be a good ear for my customers. Some of the people that come into my store have zero interaction with others outside of these moments. I take that into consideration and try to make them seem welcome. Anyways, he starts to hang around too long. I'm talking hours. Walking in and out. Interacting with my customers. Nicely, not rudely, but it was still awkward for a lot of them to have some random guy just stand there and watch. He would buy something every now and then. Ask for something every now and then. I started to make excuses by then. I told him I had gotten in trouble for customers loitering without buying anything. This worked for a short time. He would make a point to buy things and then only stick around for a short time. After a bit, he just kept coming in, talking and complaining about his circumstances. I noticed that when I gave him advice he didn't want to hear, he would change the subject and be quick to leave. I started to use that to my advantage and be more firm with him on things. I stopped giving him cups and I told him that I liked the little downtime I would get when no one is here. I told him that I felt like I couldn't enjoy my time with him here throughout most of my shift and that it's very hard to take a break working my shift alone. I made it clear that it wasn't personal and that he needed to lessen his time here. He often goes into tirades about not having work, money, food, etc. So today when I reminded him that it's Sunday and I'd like to have time to myself where I can clean or just relax, he mentioned the fact that everywhere I go I feel like people just tell me to leave, but I don't care and I'll go, I understand. I told him again that it wasn't personal and that I've mentioned before that Sunday is the only slow day I get during the week. He was about to say something back when a customer came in, so instead he walked out. I watched him leave, and as he left he threw away the last cup I gave him. Again. Right in front of me. Now, as I said before, I've put up with him for a good couple months now. I've helped him out every now and then with a snack or drink. I let him stick around and get things off his chest. He has no motivation to get a job. He constantly complains about not being able to get one, but I've had 3 different people offer to help him get a position where they work and he turns them down. He has straight up told me about his panhandling habits and how he feels like it's easier at this point. And the money he gets from it goes towards the weed he likes to brag about having. Long story short, if you give a mouse a cookie, they will ask you for a glass of milk. Don't give the mouse a cookie. It's not worth it. Short haul traveling beggar. I pick up a fair number of hitchhikers because most of the time they're normal people who just need to get somewhere, and I am the sort of person who wants to help people who are taking the initiative to make their lives better. And in this country there are barriers like owning a car that can keep you from making it to the next rung on that ladder. I have picked up a great many people who were just going to work or coming home from work or rehab or something else that someone who has always had a car might take for granted. I'm just doing an easy good deed or service or whatever. I'm just trying to be a decent person. However, a minority of hitchhikers are not on the up and up. I have a local scammer. She walks up and down the freeway. I have also seen her on my road, which runs parallel to the freeway, trying to get picked up. You pick her up and she gives you a sob story about her car is at the motel yada yada and she needs $58 or whatever exact number to keep her car from getting towed or fixed or something. I gave her some money the first time, even though I figured it out pretty quick. Once she got the money, she wanted to get out. Second time I didn't realize it was her, so I picked her up. She didn't remember me, but I remembered her. I had gotten wise to her shtick and told her I didn't have any money for her and she wanted to get out, because she doesn't want a ride. She wants money. And I'm not giving her any more money. Now I won't pick her up anymore. So now I have to be extra careful to check it isn't her if I see a woman hitchhiking in my area. I give her respect for a grift I haven't seen before, but I am not participating in it. I am more than happy to help an honest person, but I detest a liar.
Tenderloin. I used to work as a bartender, and the part of the city the bar was located in was a hot spot for drug users, dealers, and homeless people. Not saying all of them are bad, but it was a colorful cast of people, especially at night. There was this one guy who would just sit in front of the grocery store around the corner from the bar, asking people to buy him food. Now, I'm not opposed to that. I sometimes share things from my groceries with people like him or buy them something small since I'm not very rich. However, the things he would ask for were really random and at times pretty ridiculous. I remember him asking me to get him pork tenderloin, an entire watermelon, and ice cream, different occasions. He also asked for a 1, 5 liters bottle of Coca-Cola and made sure to let me know he wanted Coke Light. The normal wouldn't do. Also cigarettes. Smoking is very expensive in my country. A pack costs between 10 and 12 euros. That's 3 days worth of food for me, lol.
Thank you so much for watching. For more videos like this, please subscribe.